During the cold Canadian winter, we still want to feel young, fresh, and look elegant and nice. That's why we'll be doing this frosty makeup today, using a lot of glitters, using a lot of dewy feel and bright colors, bright frostbitten cheeks. I think it's a very suitable makeup for this season. So let's get to it. Hello YouTube, my name is Vesta and I'm a student in the Beauty Academy working towards my professional certification as a makeup artist. Here on this channel I share my progress, what I learned, my mistakes, observations, well, and hopefully progress. Stay with me if you would like to see if I can become a real professional. This makeup is very simple. You don't need any precise motions. Everything about this makeup was made in a very wide, frivolous brush strokes, so it's very beginner friendly, it's very fun to do, it's very fast, and of course it's a bit customizable, so you can adapt it and to yourself and you can own it. Well, let's get to our winter makeup. I already put quite heavy cream on my face because we know that during winter our skin dries much more and needs more care. And also I gave my skin about 5 minutes to soak in the cream. And now I'm using additional layer of primer. This primer is a green one. It's supposed to neutralize reds in my skin. To be entirely honest with you, I already tried a few green primers. They are supposed to neutralize reds on in our faces. I don't really see that effect at all, but I already have those anyway, and the primers are good for helping moisturize the skin a little bit more, and this is exactly what we want during winter. I especially work the area around my nose and cheeks. Nose is the area that usually gets the most of redness during winter because it's cold, we breathe extensively. That's why we want more coverage for the reds and we want to moisturize. After I've done that, I will be using my Makeup Forever foundation as a makeup base. I won't use much of it, just one press is enough for the entire face. Here in this makeup, we want to, well, basically in every makeup, we want to find the color that is the most closest to our natural color. But especially in the winter one, we don't want to create a tan effect because it's winter, obviously. We want to stay as natural as our faces are. To apply the foundation, today I'm using this type of brush. It's pretty dense at the base, but the white section of the bristles, it's much less dense, so it helps to apply makeup very lightly. And as you can see, I'm just taking a little bit. Don't forget your eyelids, as foundation works as a base for them as well. You can use a special eye primer, but it's not necessary. And also don't forget about neck area. So we did this very lightly. Now, again, using my Makeup Forever concealer, I will just color correct my under eye area and around the nose. You don't have to use the same one, just use any concealer that you have. Make sure it matches your tone. And in winter, maybe you want to use a little bit heavier one. This one is very dense. It doesn't flow at all. I will use just a bit like this. In my case, for my under eye area, I want to make it even shinier and to reflect the light so the purples underneath the eyes is not as visible. I will be using the second concealer. It's L'Oreal True Match. It's a really good concealer. Just make sure you get the proper tone for yourself. and never use too much of it. So you never take the brush, that's the applicator that's inside the concealer, and you never apply it like this. It will ruin the whole thing. You put a little bit on your hand, then you can use your finger, just tap a little bit. See, it's not much at all. And you carefully tap underneath the eye. Everything is done with tapping motion. So for the nose, I use the same concealer, applying it in tapping motions. Nose, in my experience, is a very complex area to work with because every time you touch it, little scales of skin, if you move it, they just come up like this, and it's pretty much impossible to fix. As I said, for this makeup, we are skipping the bronzer because we don't want to look tan at all. If you have an oily skin or combination skin, you can use powder at this point. For example, I have Inglot translucent setting powder. It's a very, very good one. Just make sure that you are not using the finishing powder. You need a setting one. My skin is dry, so I will skip this step. I don't need it. For contouring the face, I will be using this Sephora counter. It's actually my favorite contour so far. It gives a really nice effect. It doesn't patch. And also, this is the only one I managed to find in Canada that's not warm, it's cold. This is exactly what I need. Angled brush, take a little bit, like this, we are highlighting our cheekbones. We don't put it too far on the cheek, we stop somewhere here at the middle. But making sure the product goes to the line of our hair. See, I have not been putting my brush into more product. I'm using still my first dip because we want to look natural. Now to the fun part. Basically why this makeup I call wintry makeup. I want to create a frostbitten effect of the skin. So I will be using this cold, bright, it's almost fuchsia color. When we're working with blush, it's important to make sure we do not apply the blush in patches. We take a powder, like a very fluffy powder brush. Right now you can see that I have a lot of product on it. That's why we always tap it, get rid of the excess product. So it's almost empty now. And this is when you want to apply it on your face. I will be making almost a whole line around the face to recreate the frostbitten effect. I just tap a little bit on my cheeks. If it's hard for you to determine where to apply, just smile. And I will also put it on my nose a little bit. And see, I don't look precisely on my face. I just do the very broad motions with the brush, because we get blushed, we get rosy all over the face usually. And the rest I will put on my forehead, and a little bit, just a little bit on the neck. We'll consider it done for now. Keep in mind that blush sometimes get really absorbed by our skin. So sometimes by the end of the makeup, we have to apply even more blush because while you were doing your eyes, it's already gone. Today's eye makeup will be incredibly simple. We will just use a base shade. You can take any light shade in your kit. I will be taking this one, putting some on the brush, and tapping it all over the lid. My second color will be Dusty Rose. It's, to be honest, it's one of my favorite colors and I feel that it looks good on my face. I will be applying it all over the crease. I will just not put it in the corner, in the inner corner of the eye. And you will see that this Dusty Rose really corresponds well with the blush. And it makes continuity in the whole look. Now I will take a small brush. I will take a dark brown shade and just draw a rather thick line right here, just along my eyelashes. And actually here you might want to take a fluffy clean brush and just to blend everything together because I see there's a little bit of a harsh line here. I want to make my brown line a little bit more blended with everything else. And I will take the dirty small brush that we were using for the brown line and just apply. I'm not tapping again into the product. I just use the leftovers to pop the eyes a little bit in the outer corner. Right now we have a very moderate makeup look. It's almost no makeup, but to make it the snowy one, I have liquid eyeliner that is actually dark blue. I will apply a little bit of it. I will start with the outer corners and then I will see if I actually want to make it bolder or not. You always want to start with making it really thin and then you can widen it if you need to. So let's try. It is the first time I'm using this eyeliner because I don't think that blue really fits me in makeup, but for the sake of today's video, I decided to try. When I've done my second eye, I noticed that this eye turned out to be thicker than the other one, so I will need to fix it. The easiest way to fix it is to make the thinner one wider, but if it's too much, you will have to erase everything. I'm done with the eyeliner. Now I want to bring more frost into this look, and I will be using this pencil. I'm actually cheating here a little bit because it's not a truly makeup pencil. It's a white pencil for special effects. This is something that I also learned. Maybe one day we'll talk about that. But you can take any eyeshadow in that form or maybe a highlighter, so anything white. You can even use a regular pencil. This one is just softer. And I will put it right in the eye corner. And actually, I will even make a little line next to eyelashes. And with this, I really want to be bold. I don't have to be super precise. Actually, this is the case when the more the merrier. And I will extend this line a little bit on my lower eyelid. Once I'm satisfied, I will put a little bit underneath the eyebrow. Don't skip this one because it always gives you a lifting effect. And if you're not 18, This is what you want, usually. Now I will proceed to eyebrows. I will be using a gray pencil. Again, as you noticed in this look, I'm trying to be on the colder side color-wise. So I'm not using brown pencil, I'm using gray. But again, it depends on your personal natural colors. If you are a very warm person, clearly that won't work for you. For me, it works good, so I will be benefiting from it. For quite wide and naturally dense eyebrows like mine, doing eyebrows is really simple. You just put on top a little bit like this, again in very sparing motions. Today's makeup is absolutely not about precision, it's all over the place. So it's really easy even for beginners. Let's see. Everything looks good. And now, actually, I prepared a surprise for you. It's a blue mascara. First time using it. I'm very curious to see. It's Maybelline Sky High. Actually, it's a funny story how I purchased it. I was hurrying to my friends. She's also a makeup artist and she was going to do a makeup for me. And I wanted to bring her my own mascara so she doesn't have to use these ones. And I was very happy when I saw that there's Sky High in the store because there was a time when it wasn't available and I do really like this mascara. And normally it comes in a metallic pink case, but this time it was in blue. Actually, it was in pink and it also was in blue. And I thought that, maybe it's just a newer formula or they changed something. So I bought this one. And only when I came to my friend's place, I realized that it was actually blue. It's so funny, it actually does look blue and it's not the awful toxic kind of blue. It's a really, really nice shade of blue and surprisingly, it looks good on my face. I think I might be even using it in the future. But that's not all that I have for the twinkling effect of the snow. I will be using a highlighter. It's a very bright one. It's pretty much silver, and the shimmers that's included into this particular highlighter are pretty big. So I don't want them to be all over my face shimmering. That's why I will take the brush that we already used, apply it on all the traditional areas. If you don't like a shiny, glittery face, you might want to skip this one though. If there is an area where you want to make it really intense, your best tool is your finger. Because see how much a finger can take. In my case, I will put a little bit in the inner corner. And it glitters so much because I already had the pencil, which is creamy. That's why it absorbs the glitters very easily. We'll finish off with our lips. I'm using a lip pencil by Charlotte Tilbury. I will enlarge my middle part of the lips just like this. For winter makeup, you don't want to have matte lips because they will be, when it's frosty, your lips crack, they dry. So we want our lips to be moisturized, to be glowy, a bit dewy. So don't use a matte lipstick for this one. I will be going for a pinkish color. I guess it will be something similar with my crazy bright blush. So I'll choose this one. This makeup is very not precise, so just very easy application. And if you remember before, I told you that blush sometimes just soaks in. I feel like I want a bit more of it. And when you put your blush a bit higher on the face, it does the lifting effect. And we are done. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay warm and don't forget to moisturize your skin. And I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.